So now we've got a grid and we're going to focus first on creating the oval shape for the face. So the reason why we've got this center line is because faces are roughly symmetrical. No face is exactly symmetrical, but for the purpose of this video, we need to think about creating an oval shape for the face that is going to be roughly the same on each side. Okay, so at the top of the head it might be slightly more round, and then at the chin it might come into a slight point. You can spend a bit of time trying to get this exactly how you want it, but the face should end at this point here, and the top of the head should be here. The face doesn't need to go all the way to the edge, it should leave a little bit of space for the ears. So about a centimetre space for the ears. If you go slightly over or under this line, that will be fine, but make sure you're mostly using all of this space here, so there's enough room for the lips and the chin. So I've just gone slightly over, but that won't be a problem. So now we have an oval shape. It's not exactly symmetrical, but you can see it's roughly the same on each side, with it coming in a bit to form a chin and more round at the top of the head. So one of the main mistakes people make when they're drawing a face is putting the eyes far too far up the face. So people might think the eyes should be around here or here, but in reality they're exactly on this center line. So this is exactly halfway down the face. That's where the eyes should be. So we're going to put those in first, and that's going to help us place the rest of the face. So the nose and the lips will be easier to place after we've done the eyes. So for the measurement for the eyes, again, I'm using my inch. So I'm going to put the 1/2 inch mark down the center line, and then I can just make a small mark at either side, and that's roughly where my eyes are going to start, and where they're going to end is going to be, again, 1 inch. So you can use the 3 centimeter, or you can use that distance with the thumb. Again, when you're drawing it, if it goes slightly wider than that, that will be fine, but roughly in this distance. So first I'm going to draw this, the iris, so the circle part of the eye is going to go there. It should go slightly lower down to make it exactly halfway, but that's about right. There we go. So we've got our 2 irises, and then the eye shape is something you can experiment with. Everyone's got quite different shaped eyes. A common way to draw them is just to do a sort of almond shape, but you can look at different eyes and decide which ones you want to draw. You'll also notice that in both of these eyes I've drawn the iris, so the circle, off center, so it's not bang in the middle of the line, it's slightly more to the side, because this is more common in eyes instead of it being directly in the center. So I'm just going to quickly draw an eye shape. Again, my eyes stretched out slightly further than that, that's fine. So I've done this curved line that goes down to meet the bottom of the circle, and this one's kind of in a sloping arch upwards. So that's our basic eye shape. Again, people have different shaped eyes, different size eyes, but that's a rough distance that we want to have them apart, which can help us place the nose and the mouth, so those eyes are bang on the centre line. This line here is a good guide for where the eyebrows shouldn't be any higher than this. So the eyebrows might want to start around about here, this sort of level, halfway, maybe along this line, halfway in the middle of this grid square, and they shouldn't go any higher than this because they would be very arched eyebrows. Again, with eyebrows, a good way to sort of figure out how the shape of them can be, they mainly roughly go straight along until the corner of the eye, and then they will take a slope down. So we can start filling in some lines to do the eyebrow roughly from where the corner of the eye is. You can look in a mirror, or you can look through a magazine to look at a photo of someone to see the kind of shapes you can see around the eyes. That's sort of good enough for now, because the main focus of this exercise is to get the face in proportion, so it doesn't have to be an exactly perfect drawing. It's more about getting everything in the right place. So next up, I'm going to draw the nose, and the end of the nose is going to be on 2 lines down from the eyes. So 2 lines up from the bottom of the chin and 2 lines down, so that's where the end of the nose is going to be. And you can just start by just sort of drawing a simple sort of curve upwards to draw the base of the nose, and then on either side of this 2 sort of half circle shapes to start forming the nostrils, and you can connect these up. So we've got sort of wiggly line underneath and these 2 sort of half circle shapes. The nose you don't have to draw in full, but maybe just some straight lines down to sort of to meet towards the nostrils to give it a bit of form. So that's the nose, that one's quite quick. And then the next is the lips, which are going to finish roughly on this line here, so there's enough space for the chin. So my face went slightly lower than this final line, so I'm also going to make sure my lips just go a tiny bit lower than that. And the lips, again, is just sort of a gesture of what the lips will look like. So underneath the nose you can kind of almost create a copy of this shape, but maybe slightly narrower underneath the nose, about halfway through, again, the box. And the centre of the nose and the mouth should again be following along this line. So I've copied roughly that shape, and then we're just going to go down and out to sort of make a smiling mouth. Some people have more of a pointy lip, and some people have quite rounded lips. Some people don't have that much prominent space for the lips here, so it could be more of a straight line across there. It's up to you. So the bottom lip is going to come down and just go under this line. So to draw the line of the lips there, it's just going to be roughly in the middle. There we go. And this is kind of all we need from the nose and the mouth. You can always add more detail if you want, but this is kind of showing the whole face now in proportion. So lastly, we're just going to add on the ears. So they start again on the center line as the top of the ears, and where the bottom of the nose is going to be the bottom of the ear. they're not going to stick out much further. They can sort of go up to the edge of this line, or they might not meet that at all. So that's the ear, and again matching the shape on this side. So there we have it, simple proportional face. It's up to you if you want to add more detail, but the main thing to think about is getting these eyes on the center line. And now we can see this sort of makes sense as a face. If we'd done the eyes all the way up here, there would be hardly any room for the sort of forehead, and if we wanted to add hair. So the top of the face is actually the top of the head. So we can imagine that the forehead might start around here, and this would actually be hair. So that's makes sense why it's sort of why the eyes are halfway down.
I hope you found this video helpful. Feel free to add more detail to your drawings, and remember that all faces are different, but if you follow the rules of proportion shown in this video, you'll have a good foundation to draw faces of different ages, ethnicities and genders. Thanks for watching.